Hello everyone and welcome. Today we will be discussing the National College Entrance Examination, or Gaokao, the influence of the Gaokao and related policies on culture and schooling in the PRC by James Groff. That's me. Every year on June 7th and 8th, I get a day off because I'm foreign, in a private department, and super cool. However, even if I wanted to be on campus in a public school, it's illegal because this and every school is holding the Gaokao. What is the Gaokao? The Gaokao is an abbreviation in Chinese for the National College Entrance Exam. Every year there are stories of this exam in the news. Students often commit suicide by jumping from a tall building in China after hearing their results. Who writes the Gaokao is anyone's guess, but it's likely that someone in China's Ministry of Education writes it. It's not fully known who specifically writes it. Each province's government makes a different test, so while it's called a national exam, in some ways it's not. The exam does, however, affect students on a national scale. The CCP started it in 1952, but during the Cultural Revolution the exam was suspended, an 11-year period from 1966 to 1977. When we talk about the structure of the Gaokao, we know that the exam is about 9 hours long over 2 days and is actually 3 exams in one, including a Chinese and math exam, which is required. There's a language exam with your choice of English, Japanese, Russian, or French, either a humanities exam, history, politics, geography, or the natural sciences, physics, chemistry, biology. So the Gaokao is sort of built up by the media, by the press, in China and abroad, and they stress the difficulty and the hardships associated with the test. Now, Wang Yiwei took the Gaokao in 1977, a professor, after it was reinstituted, and considered it very important to his future. Today, the wealthy in China pay to enter programs that prepare them for Western standardized testing, such as the TOEFL and the SAT. They can effectively sidestep the Gaokao, as they don't need it to get into a Western university. The disadvantage, however, is that students have to take the SAT in English instead of Chinese. Imagine you had the option of taking one of 2 tests to get into university. You could choose either the GRE, say because there are many people and the SAT is no longer difficult enough to weed out candidates for scarce university seats, or your 5th grade final exams. The rub is the GRE is in English, or the native language of your choice, and your 5th grade finals are all in Klingon, a fictional language from Star Trek. If you choose the latter, now you have 2 major jobs, learning Klingon and prepping the ins and outs of this unfamiliar standardized test. Although this analogy is far-fetched, it speaks to a difficult truth in teaching to the test in China. The SAT requires linguistic and cultural knowledge that can be difficult to relate. Though I don't do SAT prep currently, I can say from experience that the test can be a distraction, with students given permission to skip class for exam study and students who remain in class sometimes preoccupied by the test. Many of my students don't really know in the beginning why they're learning English, just that their parents are making them do it. Luckily, the students connect very quickly to English language speaking culture through media, movies and TV, and books. Dr. Seuss for the younger learners. The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian is a popular book that I often do with my older students, my senior twos. Thus, the Gaokao is so feared, its reputation as a Byzantine, draconian expression of government overreach, so ingrained in the minds of parents, that it creates a huge market for Western education. Unfortunately, the needs of private businesses are often at odds with those of students seeking to prepare for higher education. Longer hours, greater stress, and inequality of opportunity are all direct consequences of the push to teach to the standardized test. However, China's economic growth, globalization, and contact with foreigners have made the West, in particular the US, the symbol of a better future for millions of Chinese people over this decade. These are my works cited. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you next time.